The next day, after an instruction to stop dithering, the world's #1 team came out and rode like a team for the first time in the race. It was a twin display of strength in depth and safety in numbers, keeping Brad Wiggins near the front and out of trouble, and putting Cavendish in position for another sprint.
Now Team Sky are taking a command on the front of the race on the left-hand side. Vive le Tour, long live the Tour de France, and I think I would subscribe to that.
Well, as they continue now, another little rise here. Team Sky checking out who's coming up. Johan van Summeren in the blue is driving now because Tyler Farrar is getting into the picture. He's in third place behind that rider in the blue. Farrar is feeling good. The sprinter, who hasn't had a win this year, is suddenly in the situation. 31 seconds is the gap now as we start to tick off the remaining kilometres. It is now 5 kilometres to go to the finish. The gap, 29 seconds.
They've got 2 long kilometres of wide boulevards, the Boulevard de Paris, before they swing into the Boulevard Victor Hugo, and then it will start to get grippy. Now it's Team Katusha in the red and white starting to take up the pacemaking. They've got 2 jobs at hand this afternoon. Look after Denny Menchoff, who is in 6th place overall, but also try and set it up for Oscar Freire, who also is suited to today's kind of finish.
The onion comes back together again, round another traffic circle. They then search the riders' wheels. These are the 4 riders who have led from the first kilometre today. They're now inside the last 5, 192 kilometres in the lead. It's 25 seconds. There's still a chance. It's a slight one, but it's a chance.
They will have to have at least a 30-second advantage once they get to the final kilometre. It's inside of that now at 25 seconds and 4 kilometres left to go, 2.5 miles of racing. This should only take them 5 minutes to get to the finishing line.
Now, Alan Piper, I know, has told his team in the Little Race radios that they've got to be on the front going full bore at the 3 kilometre point. That is the tricky bend. After that, it's pretty easy going towards the line. Gentle corners. So let's see, because we can't see Orica Greenedge at all at the moment.
Well, you've got the big sweeper at 3 kilometres to go. They'll then fill inside of the last 2 kilometres. You've got 2 left-hand bends. The last one is a rather tricky one as you go through the Place du 8 Octobre into the Boulevard Gambetta, and then the riders will see the Flamme Rouge, the red kite. The acceleration now is coming from the most winningest rider in that breakaway, Julien Simon. 4 wins for him this year, but now you start to see the organisation of Lotto Belisol. There is number 114 at the back of that line of his teammates, the man who won yesterday. But Team Sky this afternoon have said, right, we are going to honour the world champion, Mark Cavendish.
And Michael Rogers from Canberra on Team Sky is setting the pace here on the right and giving it his best shot here, trying to get to this 3 kilometre point and the corner. As their 4 leaders are just about there at the moment, they're still clear. 20 seconds, and there's a crash in the peloton we can hear. There it is, as riders have touched wheel, and 1 or 2 riders have gone down there. Now let's see what that looks like. There is a rider down there from Garmin Sharp, Paul, if you can see it again here.
Well, I'm not sure how this happened. There's a lot of touching of shoulders going down there. Somebody's trying to fight to go through the wheel. It was a guy, it looks like it may well have been Tyler Farrar, but it was the guys from Argus Shimano who were touching shoulders there. This is a very touchy situation here. You can only make 1 little mistake, but all these guys were thinking about that 3 kilometre to go, Bannerfield, and they were taking serious risks. Now it's Sky in control.
The Sky are back in control. It was Tyler Farrar. Robbie Hunter has stopped with him, and we go back up to the race here. 17 seconds is the gap. And I think Peter Sagan was possibly a faller there as well. I saw him off to the right, so there's no points for Sagan in 2 kilometres to go.
Don't forget, 45 points are available in the green jersey points competition on the finishing line. This is the first, a sweeping bend to the left. They will catch the leaders, don't you worry about that. There's a left-hander followed by another left-hander. The gap is 15 seconds. That is only 250 metres, the difference between the 2 groups.
Well, the movement has been disturbed, and again the crashes at the front. These are the 4 leaders. They're now on the edge of the canal here in Saint-Quentin. Once they're along the canal, they'll head up towards the finishing line. There's a left turn to come. Are they beginning to believe they can do it? Because the gap officially is just 10 seconds and coming down.
Well, there on the front, that is Edvald Bozenhagen. In second position is Mark Cavendish. Behind him, it's going to be the rider from Team Argos. And there's the move now. This is coming from the Belgian rider on Cofidis, Jan Hesselink.
And Hesselink has made the corner. It's all uphill to the finishing line now. This is the Boulevard Gambetta as they make the run. One more left turn to come as they hit it. Now there's 3 riders. Gesseling has made desperate moves here. 1 kilometre to go. The finish is at the top of the boulevard, and this is a real show defiance by Jan Hesselink. Can he stay away for the entire race?
Clever move by the Belgian rider. He knew they were boring down upon him. He's not got very much more than 5 or 6 seconds advantage. It's all going to go down to the crunch. It's all going to be very, very close indeed. The Belgian rider got the jump, trying to come across his Ladagnou. They're all over the place, but it's a long, interminable climb, this. It's going to come down to the final few meters.
Well, Hesselink, is he going to make it to the finishing line? They are trying to get on terms with him. The breakaway are still clear too, as Greipel's team are trying to reorganize themselves and get up to these riders now. Desperate moments as they climb up, and still no signs of Mark Cavendish getting out of that pack. These are the 3 riders hanging on, and the finish is 150 meters off this bend. They've got past it. Urtasun is he going to go wire to wire? Ladagnou is trying to get on terms. This is the win of a lifetime. Pablo Urtasun is coming up to the line. He's about 100 meters, but he's got to go. Here at the right of Goss is taking over. Now this is it, off the final bend. Matthew Goss of Australia has the lead, but here comes the big man flexing those muscles. Andre Greipel is ahead of Mark Cavendish. Greipel gets it 2 in a row. Mark Cavendish is beaten. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, they nearly made it.
Well, it was almost a shock win for the breakaway this afternoon, but I tell you what, Andre Greipel is proving he's got the power here this afternoon, and he really came out of that. He dug very deep. That makes it 2 wins in 2 for Andre Greipel, and he will bolt up the overall standings in the green jersey points classification tonight.
Well, what a finish to the stage of the Tour de France today. The breakaway came within 100 meters of winning. In the centre point there, the green jersey of Peter Sagan. He finishes the day. He was involved in that crash, I'm afraid, as we saw that crash take out Tyler Farrar today. Farrar was the first one to crash.
Well, there you can see JJ Haedo over on the left-hand side from Argentina, and Team Saxo Bank getting a very fine 3rd place. Matty Goss was in the right place at the right time, but nobody had the legs to challenge the big man from Germany, Andre Greipel.
When the day's inevitable crash came with 3 kilometres to go, Wiggins was ahead of it. It happened in the middle of the bunch when Garmin's Tyler Farrar on the left in the black shorts and Tom Wieler's in the all-white of Argos Shimano started a leaning contest for the wheel of Wieler's teammate. Farrar lost and went down, prompting the swerve of the Tour from Andre Greipel in Lotto's red and black. He pulled both cleats out, used the fallen Farrar as a footstool to keep upright, and in the process sent the green jersey of Peter Sagan careering into a riderless bike.
Andre, many congratulations. 2 in 2, that's a fantastic start, isn't it, to your Tour?
Yeah, well, it cannot be better, yeah. Today was also a special victory again. I could avoid the crash with Farrar, 3Ks to go. And somehow I could manage to get back to the front because Henderson was waiting for me, and it was pretty hard to get back, but the Lotto Belisol train was working perfectly again.
Another thrilling stage, and the action wasn't over. An injured Tyler Farrar rolled over the line at the speed of congealing blood, then accelerated sharply in the direction of the Argos team bus, determined to have a full and frank exchange of views with Tom Wieler's.